darlings. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Take a deep breath. Release the day. Release the morning. Release the night before. Whatever it is that happened before you got to this moment in your day. Take a deep breath for me and release that. Just let it go. Let it all go. Even if it's something you have to, if you have to pick it up again later, then pick it up again later. It'll still be there. But for right now, for the next 20 minutes or so, just go ahead and leave it. Just leave it and be very present here in the moment. Because I'm telling you, I feel your energy. I see you. I see your beauty and your worth. And this reading is actually going to be for my powerful female, and I mean by that feminine energy, not necessarily gender. But the fabulous females out there in my life and who are drawn into this video, I'm reading for you today. I don't know what we're reading. It's going to be fun and exciting, and we're going to find out. But this is for you all. If you're new to my channel, I am Samantha. These are my hands. If you want to get to know me a little bit better, there is a section on the channel where I have started to and will continue to start sharing random pieces of my life just so that we can get to know one another a little bit better. If hands are good enough for you, then perfect. I read tarot a little differently than most people. I tend to read from the bottom and backwards and then read from the top. You know, and I'm here for the service of spirit. So I just kind of, spirit leads and I follow. So what I'm choosing right now for you is from the Goddess deck. It's called Legendary Ladies. I love this deck. I think it's a great, fun oracle. Oh, we've got Freya. We've got Freya today. I love Freya. And Bridget. Oh, you know what? In fact, let's take both of them. Let's bring into our lives what Freya and Bridget offer us. Freya brings boldness and Bridget as inner peace. And if you are unfamiliar with either of these ladies, I highly suggest Googling them. They're both just brilliant in their own right. I've actually done a lot more work probably with Bridget than I have with Freya. But I identify quite a bit with Freya at times. I'm just going to pull the book up here and we're going to read. First, Inner Peace from Bridget. The origin is Irish. Bridget is the goddess of love and light, and she is bringing you a sense of peace and serenity. If you've been going through something difficult, you'll be through it soon. Perhaps it's time to start following the trail of blooms she's leaving behind, and they'll guide you to a joyful rebirth. And Freya, with her boldness, this is a Norse goddess, playful goddess of love and ruler over war and death. Freya appears before you to encourage you to boldly go forth. Now is not the time to play small. Step into your power, embrace your desires, and take swift action to manifest them fully in your life. Freya's got your back. How's that? Both of these goddesses are recognized as goddesses of love. Venus is one of my main guides, so I always identify with all the. I love ocean. Oshun is one of the African goddesses of love. Any kind of fractal or version of Venus, I'm there for. So I love these cards. I think these are really great. And I feel like this was the point to this reading. I feel like I did a reading this morning and it was very much about stop circling in your mind all the fears and what ifs. We're at a big changing point on the planet. You all know that. We're in the middle of this shift right now, and this year in particular, I feel is maybe the first year that those of us that are really the light workers and those of us here to help aid and move through this shift, I think this is the first year that we will actually get some traction and to be able to do that. So that's exciting, but you have to embrace your power. You have to embrace who you are and why you're here in order to pull that kind of a destiny off. So both of those lovely ladies there are here to remind you of that and to let you know, as I said this morning in this morning's reading, God's got your back. You have to surrender to that. You have to surrender to your destiny. You're not going to get out of it. It's your destiny. It's going to keep coming back and keep coming back. So if you're afraid of something, stop, face it, and let's deal with it with the strength and the power and the inner peace that God, the ultimate source, supplies for you. The goddesses in this deck, they may not be your thing, but it's a tiny fractal of what the divine source of the universe. It's just his way of getting through to you, her way of getting through to you, that's the energy that's there for you. You just have to pick it up. Boldness and inner peace. I'm going to be using the Spirit Song Tarot to do the reading today. This one's a little bit different. And sometimes I have to check myself on, your traditional tarot is pentacles, swords, or coins, swords, wands, and cups. In this book, it's shells, feathers. Oh, I don't even know what else, but I'll let you know as we go along where we're at. This is the Five of Shells, which is the Five of Cups in the regular tarot. The meanings on all of these cards are a little bit offset from the original tarot, but they still do vibrate at their core of that meaning. But I will be actually reading from the book today, which I don't usually do, but because this Spirit Song Tarot brings a very specific message of hope and joy into the tarot, I don't want to miss that by just interpreting the energy itself. The Five of Shells, this card is hope and readjustment. In this book, the message, it says, fireflies glow. Here, wait, I'll let you actually look at the card and I'll read over here. Fireflies glow is the spark to light the way for hope. This little illuminator is a reminder that things are not always as they seem. She will show you that your path will be lighter and clearer by allowing beauty to grace your life. Firefly's shining light is the embodiment of the freedom of the spirit. She is the promise of repairing a broken spirit through faith in yourself. By igniting your inner light, healing takes place. This healing releases sorrow, which brings a renewed outlook for the future. Learn from the lessons of experience and focus on the light in your life. The light within is stronger than you know. By finding ways to reinvigorate yourself, you will find the direction that best suits your life at this time. So this is a card of repair and change, and I think it's so beautifully, perfectly appointed here at the beginning of 2022. But anytime that you see this reading, the past is over and you're moving into something new. And your own inner beauty and your own light is going to lead you on that. It's going to show you the way. You're going to be okay. I know that, 2020 and 2021 were harsh years. I totally get that. But we're not out of the shift. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We still have stuff to go through. But let's stop wallowing is harsh, but let's stop wallowing in what has been and start looking at what we can build from where we're at now. We've got the Two of Acorns, the King of Crystals, the King of Feathers, and the Empress. You beautiful soul, you. Okay, now in traditional tarot, you have, like I said before, you have wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. They represent earth, fire, water, air, the four elements. So as do these. Acorns is your wands representing fire. Crystals is earth representing pentacles or coins. Feather is air representing swords. I don't have any shells here, which is water for cups for the tarot. We do end up over here with the Empress. So with your Two of Acorns, This is insight and focus. Okay, the Two of Wands traditionally is you have two choices, but you have to choose between them. You cannot hold both wands. You have to let go of one wand to grab the other. Whichever one it is, you have to let go of one and take the other. So this is an either or choice in this moment. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other thing doesn't come back to you or not. And that's, I think, that one of the things that holds us up the most when we're talking about this kind of change is we fear like, well, if I let this go, it'll be gone forever. It'll either be gone forever and you'll be okay, or it will come back around better than it is now. In my experience, that's what's going to happen to it. This particular card is also speaking to the fact that you have the insight to know the choice that you need to make. You know, this hawk is coming down after the acorns. They're right there. He has to choose one. He has the insight to know. He has the instinct, the gut impression to know which one is the right one to choose. Which one is going to nourish him the best? Which one is going to protect him? Which one is going to lead him with the most light, the most beauty, the most protection? You go into the King of Pentacles. I mean, with the right choice, the King of Pentacles is, you know, courage and commitment and stability and financial security, and there's a gentleness to me always in the King of Pentacles, even though this is a tiger. You know, I think about going to Animal Kingdom and seeing the tigers over there in on the tiger trail, and you know, they're in an enclosure, obviously, so they're not running wild hunting things. So there's a weird gentleness about these tigers. There can also be some antsiness in that. Maybe you've got your surroundings pretty well secure, but there's something not quite right. There's a little bit of an antsiness in it. The King of Feathers is your King of Swords. Your King of Swords, he knows the truth. He knows, you know, what's right, what's true. He's very wise, very discerning, very focused, very all about the goal, the end game. And then the Empress, of course, is the balanced energy of all four queens. This card here, it's about beauty and abundance. Venus again, Venus energy coming through. I felt like when I did this reading, the point to it was to encourage you, especially at this stage of the year, to look inside, to know that you're going to be okay, and to find your way to move forward. We've moved far enough away from the January 12th, 2020 that started this whole thing. There's breathing space, there's moving space, there's wiggle room. There's been a lot the last couple of years. There hasn't been, you know, you might try to start something and then get pulled back and try and pull back. It was very, you know, this sort of thing. 2022 is going to be a different year. The energy of it is very different. I think that it's going to be a year that we need to really know ourselves. We need to be in our power and in our beauty, to have the strength, the discernment, and the wisdom to know where to step, because it's still going to be a bit chaotic and we're still going to have a lot of challenges. But God's trying to remind us that we have everything that we need. We know. And as long as we stay connected to Source, we're always going to know. I feel like bringing out the White Sage deck to clarify these with a more traditional energy. We're just at this time of transformation. Like individual, it's not time for the entire planet, but it's time for you. It's time for you to transform. It's time for you to step into your beauty, into your knowing, into your wisdom, into your destiny. That which you know that you are here to conclude, to bring to the planet, if it's music or art or writing or, you know, curing cancer. I mean, whatever it is, whatever you're here for, this is the time that you're meant to step into it. If you're watching this channel, I truly believe that, because that's why I'm here, is to help those of you who have this immediate destiny over the next few years in this shift, to help you find your strength, to help you find your true love, to help you find what you need to accomplish your destiny. So if you are here watching this, I believe that you have a big destiny that comes together in the next few years. The energy on the bottom of this is the Eight of Cups. Be careful how you're stacking the things in your life, because the one at the top is liable to topple off and smash. But that's probably a good thing. It's probably what you want. Does something need to crash before you can step into all of this beauty? Yeah, that's kind of the question to ask yourself. And I always say, don't make God take something away from you. You know, that happened to me just not that long ago even. I mean, you'd think as many times as I learned this lesson, I'd have it. But it didn't. There was a person in my life that they told me I needed to, that relationship had served its, and we weren't close, but that it had served its purpose and I needed to stop dealing with them, and I didn't. And so then what happened was I screwed up and I offended them, and now they don't want to deal with me. So don't make God take things from you. You know, I ended up hurting this person and I feel terrible about it. So don't make God take things from you. If there's something there, you know what it is, and it's time to move. It's time to choose a wand. And you need to choose the one that's in the light. I like literally have a vision of it. One's in the corner in the dark and one's in the light. It's obvious. Your choice is obvious. You got the Knight of Swords on top of that. This is a fast, direct moving information. Communication, message. That's with the Magician. I saw the Magician a lot in this morning's reading. There's our Queen of Swords. And our Six of Cups. We've got Strength. And the Five of Swords. This is a bit of a callback to the one from earlier. Empress on top of Empress, y'all. Look at that. I get so excited about this stuff. Empress on top of Empress. This is just God doubling down. This is a major arcana card anyway. This is goddess energy. You know, Freya and Bridget, Venus. This is goddess energy doubled down. But for what purpose? Knight of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands. Okay. The Three of Wands, after you've made your choice, there's a moment of waiting for things to kind of come together. And on top of the Knight of Pentacles, don't hate the messenger. It's going to be a little slow moving. You're going to need patience. I always see this particular card in this deck too as a sisterhood. You know, you need to bring together the women that support you. So on top of the choice, you have the Knight of Swords, which means I believe you already know the information, but if you don't, there's a message or a sign. Something is coming. It's going to be pointed, direct. You know, I often see the Knight of Swords. It feels like an archer to me. Like, you know, that arrow is aligned perfectly and it's about to go flying right in. And I believe it's going to bring you the last piece to your magician puzzle for your alchemy, to be able to step into this role of being the magician, of having all the things that you need to step forward. And I'm actually going to read the book on that one, apparently. I love it when my guys are like, read the book. It's funny to me because I tended, when I read tarot in person, you know, I have several decks that I use and I've used for a long time. They're very traditional and I know what all the cards mean. When I went to do this, they had me get a lot of new decks, and a lot of these decks have little slants and things that I don't know. And so it kind of always cracks me up when I'm like going with the traditional meaning and I get this whisper off to the left going, read the book. So we're going to read the book and see what the magician in this deck, what message the magician brings. All right. This is Elusive Miracles and Magic. A feather floats effortlessly in the air above a nazar. Forgive me for my pronunciation. I'm terrible at stuff like that. A nazar that wards off evil. That's the evil eye. This card is a good reminder to take the high road in order to access your unlimited power. The Magician card taps into your emotional, energetic, and physical body. This powerful card signals that you can make a difference in your own life and in the world. Getting in the flow is as easy as a feather drifting in the wind. The reverse of this would be lacking self-discipline, other things as well, but that really just came to mind all of a sudden. It's like you already have everything you need to make the choice, but you're kind of hanging in the air saying, well, God, just send me a sign, just one more thing. And God's like, okay, I'll send you the sign. But here's the thing. It's like stepping into your own power. You already have everything that you need to do that. You already have it. It's right there. It's, effortlessly kind of drifting above you. Maybe look up. I always say that when we're at Disney. I'm always like, you got to look up and you got to look down, because that's where the best stuff hides. Next you've got the King of Pentacles, and on top of that you have the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a balancy kind of card. It's also nostalgia in some cases. It could be that the King of Pentacles is so well situated that they're nostalgic over times past. Message just came through really clear. You are not too old to have a big destiny. And you could be 19 and feel too old to have a big destiny. You're not too old to have a big destiny on you. You're not too old to fulfill this. You have not missed your chance. You have, look at the eyes on this card. The eyes on this card always just, it's hard for me to see anything else, but she does have a tiara. We should see that too. And she's got a sword of truth on her back. This can be you. And this is not the, this is the last quarter of the moon. So it's like the dark moon coming in. Secrets. But with these eyes, you can see through the secrets. You have the discernment. And this goes back to this card in that you know what your choices are. The Six of Cups is like, I feel like in this reading, it's saying don't spend so much time romanticizing the past. Move on to your future, because it's way better than what you had in the past. Like, I'm hearing pretty clearly. It's like before 2020, stop romancing all the years before 2020. Okay. Yes. 2020 to now, radically different. And yes, we absolutely miss things that we had back then. And there are things now that are frustrating and annoying and aggravating as all get out. But don't romanticize the past. You've got to look at your life now clearly, because we are moving into something better, ultimately better. So you've got to stay focused. You've got to keep your wisdom, your sight, your foresight. Don't get lost in romanticizing the past. As we move on to the King of Feathers, that's, again, it's all of this is very similar energy. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, this is logic and justice. Here's my issue with this, though. You've got the Five of Swords on top of the King of Swords. Don't turn all of this logic in on yourself. Don't be stabbing yourself with the swords in the head because you're smart. Be careful. You are very smart. That's coming out in the cards here. You've got a lot of discernment and a lot of wisdom and life experience and a lot of truth. But don't get too much in your head about it. Don't get too over analytical about it. You've got the strength that you need to move forward. You've got everything that you need. The only warning card I'm seeing here is this one right here. This is don't win the battle and lose the war. Be smart, but don't be anal retentive, if that makes sense. Because ultimately this is where you need to head so that you can complete this destiny. You need to move into your Empress energy. I'm going to read the book on the Empress from which deck? This deck. Probably at the beginning. It's usually the way they do this. All right. the Empress. There's a rabbit. We've got a rabbit and a seal. Wait, or is that a sea lion? I think it's a seal, but it's got little ear flaps there. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll go with a rabbit and a seal. This is about beauty and abundance. Embodying the feminine divine, Rabbit's world is grown from love and beauty. She is an emissary of simple pleasures and a guardian of safety and trust. Now begins a period of growth and abundance through the compassionate spirit of Rabbit. Her energy will assist you in nurturing the birth of a new idea and create beauty in your life. With patience, the finest rewards will be reaped. Expect great outcomes. I said this on a reading not that long ago, last week or something. Pig was coming up a lot, and I was like, go out and get a stuffed pig so you can remember this. I'm going to tell you the same thing about this. Go find yourself a stuffed rabbit, unless you're my dear friend Kim, in which case you can just go hug one of the real rabbits. I'm sure you have. Bring Rabbit into your life. Bring Rabbit's spirit into your life. This whole message, the overriding constant message on this is you need to move into your strength, into your beauty, into your center. You need to be the Empress. You need to embody all of the things that have brought you to this point in your life. Cut out the junk. Pick the right path here. Cut out all the things that don't matter. Don't over-romanticize your past. Expect, once you've done this and you've moved, expect the energy to move a little slow for a while. You know, winter especially, I feel like winter is moving in slow motion, like halftime, because I feel like God's really wanting us to heal up our wounds, to shore up, you know, this energy for ourselves, to get really strong in this, and bring in your sisterhood. You know, I'm trying to build that a little bit here, that energy here. So stick by us, stick close, and we'll all bring our sisterhood energy in together, especially once I get to open the community tab in that. I feel like I need to draw one more card. I'm going to draw it from this deck. We're just going to cut the deck. We got the Page of Shells, intuition and inspiration, and it's a frog. Okay, frog is one of my not twin flame, but my sacred soulmate symbols. He and I have a very weird frog symbolism going on. When I see frogs, and it's so funny because I used to tell my kids this for no reason that I understood. They both had a stuffed frog. I won it in one of those claw machines. I won them each a frog. And I used to make their beds. This was when they were very little. I would make their beds and I would put these little stuffed frogs on their pillows. And I would tell them every day, I said, when you find a frog on your pillow, it means someone loves you. And then, you know, that grew from there to just when you see a frog, it's to remind you that someone loves you. And I'm not going to read what anything means. Pages are youthful energy. They're energetic. Cups are emotion. This is a lot of times it's an emotional offering. But in this instance, I'm just going to tell you, this is here to remind you that you are loved deeply. Spirit loves you deeply. And that love comes through in people, in romantic partnerships, in, quite frankly, the way the sun shines on your face. That love is everywhere. Step into that, drink it in, accept it deep into your soul, because you have an amazing future ahead of you. Let Bridget and Freya give you boldness and inner peace as you step into your Empress, and then you slowly move into your destiny. Spring's going to be freaking awesome. Freaking awesome, y'all. That is all I have for you. I love you very much. I pray you peace and wisdom and discernment, but you apparently already have it. May you have a blessed day going forward from here, and I will see you on the very next video.